Transport for London is going bankrupt and tube lines are closing down, all thanks to our beloved socialist mayor, Sadiq Khan. I think Sadiq Khan is now one of the worst things that's happened to London politics in a long, long time. The guy who promised us that he's going to not only improve the transport link, the network in London, he was going to tackle the crime that we were seeing, he was going to fix the housing crisis, and he was going to support local businesses. I mean, a socialist mayor pretending to care about businesses, it's a bit rich, isn't it? But this is getting quite bad now because we know that TfL, Transport for London, as an organisation who are basically running the whole network, almost went bankrupt a couple of times under his leadership over the last few years. It's happening again. And it's getting really bad. Now, Bakerloo Line, one of the crucial lines in London, is going to be closed down. Jubilee Line, which in my opinion is actually the most important line that's going to be potentially closed down thanks to Sadiq Khan. This is actually getting bad. It's actually worse than you think, because for those of you who don't really care about London politics, British politics is so London-centric that if there's a problem in London, unfortunately, it's going to affect you. Because if the government is going to bail out TfL, or buy out nationalize all the industries that is under obviously Sadiq Khan's management, then they're going to have to take your taxpayers' money. Those who live in Yorkshire, Wales and all the places, they're going to have to take your money to fund London. That's why the whole thing is just disgusting. Now, firstly, TfL have already said last week that 18% of bus services and 9% of tube services are going to be axed. 100 out of the 700 bus routes are going to be reduced. That's one. Second thing, passengers who already, when you wake up every day in London, you're seeing your fare, the bus fare, tube fare being increased every single day on an hourly basis. They're going to see a massive increase. Again, this is despite the fact that Sadiq Khan, during his campaign election, he said this. These were his priorities. I mean, clearly, he cared about the first one much more. I'm not even going to get into that. Green New Deal. Yeah. Let's not talk about that because it's Friday night. But transport, he said, continuing to invest in public transport to ensure it is safe. Nope, didn't happen. Affordable and reliable. Nope. Keeping fares as low as possible. Kidding me? And working to put TfL on a sound, sustainable financial footing after the pandemic. Yeah, lies. It's funny because now it's come out to say it's just because of the lockdown. It's just because, the same lockdown that he pushed for, he's saying this is why TfL is going down. What about 2017? What about 2018? What about 2019? Every single year, this thing has had a problem. Now he's come out to an interview to say that, for example, the trade unions are now going on strike. The same socialists who voted for him are now going against him. The whole thing is kind of collapsing right now in front of our eyes. And he's going to come out and say, two problems: the Tories and everyone who votes Tory, and pandemic. That's the problem.
I think with the government it's quite clear. We've got 16 days now until the money they gave us for the short-term deal runs out. Unless the government gives TfL the support we need. The only reason why we need this support is because of the pandemic. We'll need to make massive cuts to tubes, buses, but also ordering new stuff, and that will affect not just London's economy, which is crucial for our national recovery.
You don't care about recovery. You don't care about business. Everything about this guy and the Labour Party, generally speaking, is just simply lies just to get into power. He promised us investment. He promised us before, like in 2016 election that we had, and then was it the last one as well, with or without lockdown, everything was exactly the same. London is going down. London is falling because of this guy, and you're all going to have to pay for it. Unfortunately, this is the problem with British politics. Now, if you want to hear more about British politics and the problems that we are facing, subscribe to the channel. It's Friday evening. Go enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm just going to go take a break, but we'll be back tomorrow with more news. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.